Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and our dear kids in Iowa City School District. I am quite lucky to have Shimek's family tonight with me. Shimek Elementary School is as described by my very dear friend, our late art teacher and creator, Candace Carmichael. Shimek is the best kept secret in our district. It lies in a beautiful area of nature, in a beautiful community, very supportive community, with a wonderful team of teachers and their leader. Terry, it's my pleasure to introduce you tonight. Terry Dervrich is the principal and the leader of the school. On my right-hand side is Megan Chapman, wonderful teacher in the school, as I hear from her principal. Then we have Steve Sproule, and Steve is, although he's much younger than me, but we got the job the same day, he reminded me, some decades ago.
Yeah.
And then we have Griffin, our pride tonight, talented, gifted student who's going to tell us a lot of stories. And then on my left side is Tanja Sadecky. She is the head of the Parent Teacher Association. Is that your title, or?
Co-President.
Co-President.
Yep.
And I would like to start with you. You talk to me about why you are the best hidden secret of Iowa City.
Well, at Shimek, we are definitely a Shimek family, and parents and staff and students are all working together. Of course, our ultimate goal is for the achievement and lifelong learning of our students. We have a very community focused group, and we also have service learning and working with the community as part of our learning for students. So we feel very fortunate that we operate that way as a family, and everyone contributes to the good of the school.
I hear that are you the smallest or the second smallest school?
We are the
district?
second smallest. We have 222 students right now.
Is that an advantage or disadvantage?
Well, I think it's an advantage in a lot of ways. The students, I think, feel like they get to know everybody,
Yeah.
right, Griffin? The way our school is set up, you probably never go a day without seeing all of the other staff members, because everyone kind of meets in the middle, and the way our classrooms are all around the central location of the school, the workroom, the office. So I think that's a real advantage. Sometimes when you have a small group of students in a class, students may struggle a little bit to find their niche in the school, but I also feel like that also makes us more accepting, and we work really hard to work out any differences and to get along and to help students find ways to get along with students who are different from them.
And less disciplinary problems.
Yes,
Right.
that would be true.
Well, I was really impressed when I came for the production meeting to your office, and I had my associate walking with me, and we're crossing. It was the time where the kids were being released on Friday, so we passed between two school buses, and a police young woman from your troops came to me and she said, "Can I talk to you for a second?" And I stopped. And she said, "Next time when you're here, please, don't pass between the two buses, because you can get smashed and you could get injured." Okay? I said, "Okay, I promise." But I will begin my episode on education exchange by telling the story. And I asked Megan when I went, what was her name?
Hannah.
So Hannah really disciplined me at the first moment entering Shimek School.
Part of her job as safety patrol, you bet.
Yes.
And I guess you are proud of that,
Yeah,
being
very
a
much
parent, right?
She's very polite.
How does it feel being a parent?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
great. It's the greatest job in the whole wide world. It is. And to be part of Shimek is just.
And you told us that you are co-president.
PTO president.
What does this mean?
PTO stands for Parent Teacher Organization, and basically what we try and do is the parents try and work with the teachers to make their jobs easier, to make Shimek, to make the kids' experience at Shimek more fulfilling. We do lots of programs, extra programs, in addition to trying to fundraise. In the past, we had fundraised for teacher wish lists, where the teachers can make lists of items that they would like for their classrooms. This year, our goal for our fundraising was to get enough monies to better our technologies in our classrooms. We offer, in addition to that, we offer a great diverse group activities for students that want to try different programs, such as we have Foreign Language Club, where students can choose between several languages. We had sign language going on, Spanish. Is French going on? Chinese?
Yes.
So we've got a lot of different language opportunities for children. We also have a Lego Club, which is a STEM program offered at our school. And then we have other activities such as Running Club. So we've got a diverse program, a diverse amount of programs for our students too.
And you are finding a lot of support from the teachers and from the
Yes,
administration?
yes, absolutely.
And from
absolutely.
Terry?
Yes, oh, absolutely.
We, as teachers, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
They give each teacher amounts of classroom money that if you need something, you pretty much can go out and purchase it, and they will reimburse you for it, as you know, if you use things in your classroom. So it gives teachers the option, and they're always very supportive of everyone. It's a great parent-teacher organization, and it benefits the teachers.
It's nice to hear this because I remember, I think last week there was a report on one of the channels on TV about how much teachers pay from their own
Out of
pockets
Right.
for classroom activities. And it was sad to hear that, but it's nice to hear from you that you get support from parents having this feeling of contribution to your efforts in education.
And it's made
Yeah.
easy to do too. You don't have to fill out a lot of forms or things. You know, it's pretty much unprofessional judgment. If we need something, they're willing to trust that that's what we need for our classroom, and they then reimburse us for it up to a certain extent. But it's very generous stipend that they give us.
Steve, since we met in 1990 or 1991, have you changed schools?
Yeah, I started out at Roosevelt, and I was there for 8 years. And then they had a downturn in population, and so then I got transferred over to Shimek, and it's been, at the time it was a little scary, but switching schools after that amount of time, but wow, it's just been great. I've been there now for 13 years, and it's flown by.
And in addition to the beauty of nature, Megan, when you enter your school, I remember having the tour with you and showing me the beautiful murals that were done by famous artists, right?
Yes, the students of our school.
Exactly. That's the most important creative
remember doing
element
that.
to art. Yes, Griffin, go ahead.
I remember doing that.
Do you remember who was the lady's name that was helping you?
I think Deanne.
Yeah, Deanne,
Yeah.
Deanne Workman,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And she has been a leader in this community for mural painting forever.
She's done a lot of projects at our school. Her grandson goes there,
Right.
so we benefit
Dean.
from having her there. So she's done a lot of projects with the kids over the years.
So Griffin, before we go to your teacher, tell me something about Megan Chapman, or Mrs. Chapman.
Well, a lot of the time she has stories to tell about things, and also a lot of the time they have something to do with a class subject that we're doing. and I forgot what subject it was, but she was talking about how she one time tried for piano lessons, and she wasn't the greatest piano player.
He's speaking the truth, huh?
And I don't really think that her mom complimented her.
Did her dad do? Her dad is my friend, Mr. M. He's a remarkable guy, and a remarkable educator in the district here. He was, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
He has since retired, yes.
And then you are completing his mission now, right?
Just
So
in
what do you
a different form.
What do you do in Shimek now?
My job, I've been there 11 years, and I started out as a kindergarten teacher and taught that for 3 years. And then due to the population shift, I switched to first and second grade. And then we had enough students to make another second kindergarten class, so I did that. And then I bounced around here and there, but now I've been very happy in my current placement, which is the third and fourth grade. So I teach alongside Steve. We share a wall, and Griffin is one of my current students, and this has been our second year together. So.
And why did you select Griffin today to put him under this limelight?
Griffin, for no older than he is, he's an active participant in a lot of our service projects because he's now currently a fourth grader. Some of the upcoming subjects that we're going to be talking about, the post office that is run.
Is he the leader of this?
He wasn't the leader. However, he did have a very significant role. Every third grader works one of the 3 shifts throughout the school year, and Griffin as a third grader had one of those positions in one of those shifts. And then as a fourth grader, he's now currently working in our school store. And then besides the pleasure of having me as his teacher for 2 years, he's also a part of our before and after school program. And he is also, am I correct in saying that you're a member of the after school specials? Mm-hmm. So Griffin is a very active
Diverse,
participant. Yes.
a lot of multi-talented.
Very multi-talented. So yeah, so that's why I chose Griffin. I thought he would be a very nice choice to have, and Griffin tends to not be very camera shy either. So
That's wonderful to hear. Tell me something about we heard about the PTO activities. I would like to know something about the BASP. And translate this to our audience because this kind of educational jargon. What does it mean? It's a very successful program
very
at
much
Shimek.
so. Very much so.
Give me something.
There's a long waiting list. That's how popular it is. BASP stands for Before and After School Program. So children that need any kind of supervision once their parents go to work, but before the school day begins, they can enroll their child in this program. They come to school and they are fully staffed with adults, very creative adults at that, that supervise the children until the school day begins. And then whether you need after school care for your child or children, then they also have the after school program, which runs roughly 3 o'clock until 5:30 in the evening. And one of the programs that Griffin could speak more about is the after school specials. It's the name of the band,
So
the BASP.
let's listen from him now.
So
Okay.
the After School Specials is a band that has some kids from the BASP in it, and a lot of us play a different instrument. And Matt is the leader of the band, and he plays the guitar in it. And
Which grade is he?
which grade? He is.
Fifth?
He's the director of the
He's the
program.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the guy with long hair like me. Okay.
Can you talk about some of the places that you've performed together as a band?
We've done the public library. We've also done the Java House, and we've done it here for Dance Marathon.
What's this? Tell me more about this dance marathon, because I heard everybody talks about it.
Yes, the Dance Marathon is something that we adopted 6 years ago, and we help with the big University of Iowa Dance Marathon that helps with funding for the Children's Hospital at the University of Iowa. Excuse me. And we just put on Monday through Friday, we have Spirit Week, and every day there's a different coin denomination that we're going to collect. So for instance, Monday we do pennies, Tuesday we do nickels, Wednesday dimes, quarter, and then bills. And I believe that we have some graphics of how much money we've raised over those 6 years that we've done this. We have a DJ that gives all of his services and materials for free. He does not charge us. And then there's an entry fee for all the families to come and participate.
Would you like to share with us this? I think we had here.
Yeah, this we started back in 2007, and this last year of 2012, we host the dance marathon every January, and I was just pleased as punch, I guess you could say, that this year was the greatest year we've ever had in fundraising, when we managed to raise just over $3,300 between all the penny, nickel, dime, quarter, bill donations, and then the entry fee. We do baked goods, and we sell beverages. And as I said, Ted Burton Jacobson comes and brings all of his materials, and he's our DJ. The after-school specials perform, so people that normally don't always get a chance to go out into the community and watch the children. We as a staff really enjoy watching the band play because it allows us a chance to see our students outside of the classroom and watch them succeed at something else other than academics all the time. So it's a great opportunity for all of us, really.
And definitely this has to do with your organization, right?
Yeah, it's one of our groups that we try and get parent volunteers. It's very important to get parent volunteers. Without the volunteers, we wouldn't be able to run such a successful community service project. So we put out a letter or an email to our parents and letting them know what we need for volunteers, whether it's baked goods, time, or other items. And then we get parents to help out. And that makes it for a successful evening.
I think you guys got us a wonderful video.
Yes, we have a video that features the after-school specials, and also we'll give you a picture of the dance marathon, and you can see students and families there having a great time listening to the after-school specials.
Terry, let us talk now a little bit about the professional learning communities. If you can give me a little highlights about this, because I think this is one of the very important recent initiatives of Shimek Elementary.
Yes, last June we had 6 teachers went to professional learning training, and we came back, and then we've always had a professional learning community. This just makes it a little bit more formal, and we are very committed to meeting at least once a week, although really a professional learning community is something you're doing all the time, collaborating with your teammates. So we have really made that an effort this year to study more about what a professional learning community is and to implement the factors of a professional learning community, which are mainly that we plan together, we study together, we look at student achievement, and then we think about, okay, what do we need to do for our students looking at the data? And that's an ongoing process for us. And I think we've had a pretty successful start. Sometimes when you start something new, it's a little bit difficult, but what was really important is we had 100% commitment of the staff to the initiative. So that has been really great, and I think next year we'll just continue and get better and better.
And you are good sharks, right? I hear the school is the school of sharks, right?
Oh, yes, yes.
So I was kind of,
Sharks.
like scared a little bit when they said that you're going to
Scary,
be
are
sitting
we?
with sharks
Yeah.
all this evening, and I said, oh wow, I used to swim, but now I can't. I have some disability, I cannot swim. So I said, sharks, this would be tough. You know. What do you think, Griffin, about that? They are good sharks, right?
Well, maybe it's just they name it sharks because most of us are aggressive like sharks.
In a positive way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go-getters.
yeah.
Once we
Yeah.
had a
Go-getters,
principal
right?
that thought that sharks was too violent, so we changed it to the Shimek squirrels.
I heard that too, that we were
That'd
once
go
the
over very
Shimek
well.
squirrels.
Yeah.
Not so much.
That's really wonderful. Steve, what do you have for us for the future?
For the future
Yeah.
at Shimek, well, I think we have a lot of kids that go on to our secondary schools and make them look really good when they go off to Southeast Junior High.
Do you follow that? Yeah.
We do. I mean, a lot of kids athletically, or we look in the paper, you see our kids. I'll never forget this. At City High and homecoming, maybe either last year or 2 years ago, almost half of the kids up for the homecoming kings and queens were all from Shimek.
Oh,
So I don't want to brag too much, but that's a little bit of bragging right there. And so, we watch this. This is my claim to fame. As I tell, my first year at Shimek, I had Matt Gatens, who just scored 30 points yesterday.
Oh, he was my
lead the
brother's
Hawkeyes.
reading buddy.
Yeah, he was. And so he's one of our famous alumni. And so I think the future of Shimek is always going to be quite bright. We're a very dynamic school with a lot of great teachers and staff. Our support staff is also excellent, and we have a lot of them because we have 2 early childhood special education classes in our building. We have an autism classroom in our building. So it's not just our general population. We have a lot of kids that need extra supports in school, and it makes our kids more diverse being around children like that. So it's really great programs.
Megan, do you see the positive behavior intervention as a successful program?
Yes.
I want you to be honest with our audience here, because a lot of people have concerns about that. And it has been kind of controversial somehow among the public.
Yeah, the training that we receive is very in depth and really breaks it down for us as a staff. And then it's our job to teach the students the expectations, whether it be in the hallway, the restroom. This year, because we're in our second year of implementation, we're working on classroom expectations. So for instance, Steve and I work together to come up with the expectations that will cross both of our classrooms, both being 3rd and 4th grade classrooms. And that happens through every grade level in our building. And the children, it makes things much more clear. Everyone has the same terminology, the same vocabulary, and it allows us to put a focus on the positive behaviors that the children are showing and demonstrating. And so, yeah, it's definitely had a positive impact. We need to say less because everything is much more clear school-wide.
I think one thing you got to look for is this is a program that's going to look down 10 years from now when the kindergartners and the first graders and the second graders have been in this program for that length of time. Now is it making a difference at the secondary, the junior high, and the high school level? It's hard to judge it, change behaviors in a short time, but is it going to change behaviors over a long haul? Well, it appears to me that it will, but I think maybe in 5 or 6 years we could take a look and see how that's going.
And I saw there is more diversity in your school than it used to be, right? I mean, I've been in Iowa City for about 32 years now. And Shimek was kind of upper middle class, all white population. Mm-hmm. And now I see a lot of diversity, right?
We have some diversity in our school. Would probably be nice to have even more diversity. We see more diversity in socioeconomic level than Shimek had previously. But I guess I think the greatest thing about our school is that we are so accepting of differences, especially as Steve mentioned that we have several programs with children who need more supports, and I find our students as being extremely accepting of students who maybe are quite a bit different from themselves, and the reason they get that is some excellent role modeling from the adults. I can tell you, Steve specifically, I know he knows every early childhood special education student's name. He gets to know every kindergartner by name first thing when they enter our school, and to me that's the kind of modeling that really helps our students be so accepting of diversity.
And you have a good art program too. I mean, we have to salute Serena for Serena used to be my student teacher, so I have to say something about art too.
Yes.
So she's been doing
big shoes to fill, because Candace and I were next door to each other for a long time, and boy, she was such a wonderful person. I miss her a lot.
Correct about that, Steve. Yeah. I myself was worried about filling the shoes of Carmichael. Yeah. That was big place to fill, right? Is there anything else you want to tell our audience about the future, about?
We just have a wonderful school with very supportive parents, very students who show very bright futures ahead of them, and a staff that is extremely committed, so we'll just continue to move forward with all of that in place.
As a matter of fact, on behalf of the family of Education Exchange, I salute you for a wonderful evening and thank you very, very much. Today, as a matter of fact, we are a little bit somber here because the father of this program is not feeling very well, Mr. John Karoff. So we wish him well, wish him good health. But we have had such really great help from Public Access TV. Jared Sunderfeld came and became our guest executive producer today. Emily Ashenfelter came especially to direct this episode for Shimek, and not to say we are sorry. And of course, our mentor and guru here, Mr. Doug Cheney, directed as well as supervised the studio management and setting, as well as the camera control. So to these people all, we appreciate all their help, and we thank everybody who came tonight and shared the story of Shimek with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.